Carson Wentz was a franchise quarterback in the making and had risen to elite status in the NFL, signing a record-breaking contract in 2019 and was on the path to stardom. But what happened next was quite possibly one of the most tragic things we had ever seen happen to someone at the peak of their game. Wentz was looking like the savior of the Philadelphia Eagles, leading them to a 10-2 record in 2017 with over 3,000 passing yards and 29 touchdowns, and was the favorite to win the MVP and lead his team to the Super Bowl. It was a dream for Eagles fans everywhere, but those dreams were shattered all in one play. Or were they? Was it really all stemming from this one play, or from a copious amount of other factors that sent this once MVP candidate into an unprecedented downward spiral and revealed the true reasons of his catastrophic fall off? But to find out why, we simply have to start from the beginning. Carson Wentz's journey begins in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Wentz family later relocated to North Dakota. He attended Century High School in Bismarck, where his passion for sports truly ignited. Not limited to football, Wentz was a triple threat, excelling in basketball and baseball alongside his gridiron pursuits. His versatility extended even further. An intriguing transformation marked his high school years, with Wentz sprouting from a mere 5'8" frame as a freshman to an impressive 6'5" frame as a senior, an evolution as remarkable as his athletic journey. Venturing into college, Wentz's trajectory continued to reflect his tenacity. North Dakota State University became his arena of growth as he joined the Bison football team. His college path was a testament to patience and dedication. Initially, Wentz redshirted his freshman and sophomore seasons, awaiting his chance to seize the spotlight. And that breakthrough came during his junior year when he led the team to a remarkable 15-1 record and clinched the national championship. And the triumphs only multiplied in his senior year, securing yet another national championship and cementing his legacy at the college level. As he embarked on the transition to the NFL, Wentz's journey took a new and exciting turn. Drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, he was thrust into the starting role. His rookie season, while not yielding a playoff berth, showcased his resilience as he started all 16 games. The subsequent season unveiled Wentz's full potential as he led the Eagles to an impressive 11-2 record in 13 games before an unfortunate ACL tear ended his season prematurely. Miraculously, the Eagles' journey didn't falter, as backup quarterback Nick Foles spearheaded a remarkable playoff run, culminating in the franchise's historic first Super Bowl victory. Though the path to the NFL wasn't without its uncertainties for Wentz though. Despite strong college performances, there were questions surrounding his draft position. Yet, his exceptional pro day and Wonderlic test scores solidified his status as an elite prospect. Ultimately, the Philadelphia Eagles traded up to secure the second overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, anointing Wentz as the cornerstone of their future. From a determined high school athlete to a triumphant college champion, and ultimately an NFL quarterback weathering challenges and accolades alike. And despite a shaky start and a passer rating of just 79.3, he still managed to throw for an impressive 3,782 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions in just 16 games. And in 2017, it was even more remarkable, and one that showcased his development as a top-tier quarterback in the league. Wentz's passer rating skyrocketed to a 101.9, and despite only getting to play 13 games, he still managed to pass for over 3,000 yards. It was a testament to his strong arm and connection with his receiving corps, which in all honesty, his best receiver was Alshon Jeffrey that year, and we'll get to that later in the video about how that didn't help his case. But perhaps one of his most impressive statistics from that season was his 33 touchdown passes. This number illustrated Wentz's ability to find the end zone regularly and convert his team's offensive drives into points. With just 7 interceptions in those 13 games, he displayed a keen decision-making ability and knack for protecting the football. Wentz's performance during the 2017 season earned him a well-deserved spot in the Pro Bowl. This recognition solidified his status as one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL and showcased the league-wide acknowledgement of his exceptional abilities. But in a Week 13 game, it would change Carson Wentz's career for the rest of his life. As the Eagles squared off against the Rams on that momentous day, the spotlight was firmly fixed on Wentz. And hell, the play he even got injured on showed just how much drive he had to lead this team to victory. But as the saying goes, in the world of sports, the most unpredictable things can happen when you least expect it to. And that day was no exception. The collective gasp from fans echoed across the football world, and shockwaves of disbelief rippled through the stands and living rooms alike. And from this point on, Nick Foles was propelled into the limelight. But little did he know that this entrance into the game would transform into something beyond anyone's wildest imagination, as Foles etched his name into the football history books. And Eagle fans, caught in a whirlwind of emotions, celebrated the triumph while grappling with the realization that their beloved Wentz's journey had taken an unforeseen turn. And all Wentz could do was watch from the sidelines as someone else with less talent than him would get all this credit for what he had led this team to.
He was going to be the MVP. He gets hurt. His backup comes in. And as you mentioned, he played the two best back-to-back games, a championship game and a Super Bowl, that we had ever seen.
Yep.
So the toast of the town, the talk of the locker room is him.
Yep.
They forgot about what you did to help get them there. You didn't get them over the finish line.
And even made us all ask the important questions. What could he have achieved? How might the course of his career have differed if fate had been kinder that day? From that moment onwards, Wentz's NFL journey became a roller coaster ride. His path was one of unpredictability. The what could have been hung over him, a question mark that accompanied every throw, every decision, and every game he played in. And while people look at this moment as the cornerstone of the demise of Carson Wentz, while it is where his story begins to unfold, there may be a darker and many more catastrophic reasons that caused this fall off. For starters, and undoubtedly, Wentz suffered several significant injuries during his career, including a torn ACL in 2017 and various other injuries in subsequent seasons. These injuries not only affected his physical capabilities, but also his confidence and his playing style. Wentz wasn't just a one-trick pony, you see. He wouldn't just stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. The guy was like a white Michael Vick, in some way escaping and eluding pressure in ways we had never seen before. And when a guy faces injuries over and over again, they can lose their confidence to extend these plays due to the risk and being scared of getting injured and losing out on millions. But one of the least talked about things that could have attested to his downward spiral and that I always think about isn't with Wentz himself, but the weapons that surrounded him his entire career. Now, just hear me out. The quality of a supporting cast around a quarterback plays a crucial role in their performance. And during some of Wentz's struggling years, the Philadelphia Eagles faced issues with injuries to key offensive players and a lack of consistent playmakers, which made it harder for him to excel.
What I'm saying is, one game Lane Johnson isn't there. A multitude of games, Deshaun Jackson's been gone since week 2. Nelson Aguilar's been gone. Alshon Jeffrey's been gone. Zach Ertz with the crack rib. I'm saying to you, you're a quarterback, you're sitting here, and in the same breath, you're acknowledging that he needs more. He didn't have what he was supposed to have, yet he's not playing up to his contract.
And he took a cheap shot.
You got guys that came off the practice squad that he got into the playoffs.
And for all you people that are about to go in the comments section and say that Alshon Jeffrey was an elite #1 wide receiver to have on a roster, that dude had 2 early 1,000-yard seasons, but could never stay healthy and never eclipsed 1,000 yards after 2014. So don't sit here and give me that story. And even after he was traded to the Colts in 2021, his best weapon was a rookie wideout in Michael Pittman and a 32-year-old T.Y. Hilton. And he still managed to pass for over 3,000 yards, but you could just tell Wentz didn't look himself and wasn't worth all the money he was being given. So the Colts moved on and pulled off a huge trade with the Commanders. And again, now he had even more weapons in Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel. But yet again, injury struck. This time, he broke his finger in a mid-October game while the Commanders were 2-4, but just as in Philly, another backup stole the show, and his name was Taylor Heineke, and led the Commanders to a 4-1 record while starting. And from there on forward, Wentz was right back where he was in Philly as a glorified and expensive-ass backup. And even when he was given another chance to redeem himself in a Week 17 must-win game to keep playoff hopes alive against the Cleveland Browns, Wentz, needlessly to say, under-delivered, and the Commanders knew with no more guaranteed money on his contract, they knew they would have to let him go in the offseason. And after a strong start to his career, Wentz faced extremely high expectations, especially after leading the Eagles to a Super Bowl. And after coming back from such a tough injury that completely changes your playstyle, it even adds more pressure. And this pressure to perform at this high level consistently week in and week out can impact a player's mental state and on-field performance. And as we all know, quarterback's performance is deeply tied to the confidence and mentality. Wentz's struggles might have eroded his confidence, leading to a cycle of poor decision-making, hesitancy, and underperformance for the rest of his career. And throw in the constant changing coaches Wentz had to face while on the Eagles and then being traded, so he just couldn't learn an offense, which ultimately can disrupt a player's development and comfort within a system. The Eagles underwent coaching changes that could have affected Wentz's rhythm and understanding of offensive schemes. Along with the trades and feeling unwanted, it felt like nobody had believed in him. It's worth noting that players' performance in the NFL can be influenced by a wide range of variables, and the interaction of these factors can create complex situations. Players often go through ups and downs in their careers, and it's not uncommon for talented athletes to experience periods of struggle. But for someone of this caliber to go through something like this is just downright strange. And as we look on that fateful day and the ripple effects it sent through the sports world, we're drawn to the tantalizing possibilities that alternate realities offer. Would Wentz have continued his insane rise, becoming a perennial NFL star? Or was this twist of fate, painful as it was, meant to lead him down a different path, one of growth, resilience, and personal evolution that he utterly couldn't handle and led to the failure and demise of the once great Carson Wentz?